I want to talk about the VRS, the only VRS. The VRS is a huge company and it's very interesting and powerful. And it is the right thing for the economy. It has over 10,000 employees and over 300,000 VRS users. There are many different VRS providers. And don't get me wrong, those are great companies. They provide connection between deaf, hard of hearing people and hearing people. They have great technology and they help people communicate, and I applaud that. But the VRS is very different than all those companies. The VRS is the only company that protects the deaf community. It helps change American culture's perception. It defends the deaf rights. It protects deaf culture, and it knows deaf culture. I want to talk a little bit about the history of VRS. ASL used to have a lot of communication barriers, and then VRS started. VRS and deaf culture are the perfect combination. VRS has been set up all around the world. There are rules, and the FCC eventually took over the VRS. But we need equality. We need those rules because then companies will try to take advantage of the system. And it just doesn't work when they do that. And is that functionally equivalent? No. And as a result, the community has had to tolerate a lot. It can be called a niche market. People saw that the deaf community was a big community, and so they wanted to take advantage of it. 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So there are so many VRS organizations that people don't know which one to choose. And as a result, again, the deaf community has had to tolerate this. The VRS is huge, powerful, attractive. It makes economic sense. I want to talk about the top things of why VRS is awesome. Number 1 is reform. The VRS complies with all FCC's rules and regulations. We don't just take loopholes and ignore the rules that we don't like. We are functionally equivalent. We follow every rule set by the FCC. That's a big one. Number 2, nonprofit organizations. The VRS is a nonprofit organization. It has places set up all over America, and they're all nonprofit. Number 3, protect the TRS fund. I have 4 things to say about this. The VRS needs a TRS fund to keep running. Second, the The managers of each of our buildings own less than $200,000 every year. And fourth, each state in America has the VRS. Number 4, business objectives. All managers of the VRS get together and have conferences. They look at the deaf community's needs. Suppose we need interpreters from other country. Then we'll hire interpreters from other countries. And that's how we take care of other people in other countries, is we hire interpreters from those countries. Or suppose we need more interpreters. For example, suppose we just need a group of medical interpreters, mental health interpreters, etc. Maybe we need interpreters that deal only with money. Or when we deal with Braille technology, suppose we have a deaf and blind person. How are they going to understand what's going on? We provide machines that make Braille so that the deaf-blind people can understand what's happening. And suppose that people are having trouble with calls. We get together and use that time to solve problems. Number 5, R&D Center. We invest in other companies like Apple, Google, and companies like that. Companies like iPhone, Apple, and stuff like that. Number 6, best interpreters. There's the deaf community and the VRI community. We serve both. Anti-fraud. There are many companies that you cannot trust, but with us, you can trust. Number 8, mandatory. For example, on airplanes, you're not allowed to text people, but you can use your VRI. Number 9, career paths. When you go to school, you graduate, and then you can work here at VRS. Number 10, set a best model. We figure out how to benefit the organization. And we are 100% functionally equivalent all around the world. The VRS is all about restore, making new. We have trust in the deaf community. And the bottom line is VRS stops wasteful spending. Our goal is to invest in the top technology, so we can take care of you as a stockholder. The bigger the opportunity, the more service. You see there's different VRSs out there. Do you want the VRS? It's the right decision. You can tell me your name and contact info, or if you want to keep it private, you can, for any questions. Thank you.